Bitcoin is right now falling, guys. However, we are on the higher time frame bullish because we are holding on the most important support line. I'm going to talk about my current long position on Bitcoin and how I might add actually to this position, and also where am I targeting over on Bitcoin. So let's get right into the TA, guys, because we've got some potential major targets over on Bitcoin, because as you can see and as I've explained in my last video, that Bitcoin has broken out of the most important critical resistance line and actually has flipped it into support, as you can see, which is basically the area of 113 to 112.5 thousand dollars, the most important, or which actually was the most important resistance line and previously was also the most important support line, and we are right now above that exact line. So technically, as I've said on my last video, I'm still holding on into the best current long position taken at 109, as I've explained in, I think, on Friday. Last Friday, I told you guys that I'm currently going to long Bitcoin right now, as we are right now holding and actually hitting the best support to be looking to long Bitcoin, and we actually saw a nice rise over on Bitcoin. However, this rise is actually a bit more bullish than the other previous rises, because right now we have actually been able to break out of the 112.5 and $113,000. As I've said, that this area of support and resistance zone is very, very important, because as you can see, based on this anchored view up, I told you guys that as we are breaking, or if we break 112.5, 112.4, we are currently going to break this anchored view up, which actually signals that we have broken out of this downtrend that was made since, I think, the 18th of September, since making this high, I think, at 117.8, and we also have gotten back, or we reclaimed back, the volume profile pull. As you can see, if we take the volume profile tool from the 10th of July, as we have been doing, I think, for the past 2 months through the current price action, we can clearly see that right now we are above the value area low, this blue line, which actually is very, very important to hold right now, because if we hold this blue line at, I think right now is sitting at 112.5, if we hold 112.5, the technical target is actually $120,000. Still back again, as I've said, we have been actually looking at targeting this line previously, since we had also broken out of 112, 113 back, I think, on the 10th of September. We had been targeting higher prices when we actually saw this happen once we had broken out of 112.5. Right now we are doing the exact same thing, as you can see. So for Bitcoin to remain bullish, we need to hold this area of support. I'm gonna also talk about the previous, or a potential, sorry, a long trade to be had right now on Bitcoin, based on the idea of us faking out the current support, maybe going down and then reclaiming it back again. So right now, the first or only idea to long Bitcoin is a further drop to the downside. We've got the two MPUCs and also this anchored view up from this current uptrend that we are still in, as you can see. So basically, the only long idea we've got right now on Bitcoin is actually if we see a fall down, a drawdown or pullback on Bitcoin to 112 or 111 point, as you can see, 5, and then reclaim $112,000. This could actually be the only long idea I could get into, or actually add to my current position over a weeks, because the current idea is basically just us faking out the support, making it seem as we are right now, or as if we are going to lose it, and then if we reclaim back the support, this could actually be a nice play to actually get or add positions or add longs here. If you haven't added longs here, I'm going to actually compound my long if I see a good positive reaction at the 112 to 111.5 thousand dollars, as you can see. However, say Bitcoin right now wants or becomes bearish, we only become bearish if we lose 112, we lose 111.5, and we never reclaim 112. If we see something that happens, technically I'm expecting a Bitcoin, if it loses 11.5, for us to go immediately back down to 109.6 to fill the CME gap, and also to fill this inefficiency in price. As you can see, we have seen it happen again and again on Bitcoin. On the lower time frame, we saw actually Bitcoin lose 11.4 or 111.4 and then immediately go down to 109, and we also saw this rise actually happen to the upside. So technically, losing 111.5 cancels the idea of us going long, and actually sees us actually filling the gap at 109.6, and that actually takes us back or also onto Ethereum, because as I've told you guys that on Ethereum I got two ideas for a long and a short based on the slower time frame, and also based on the similar play over on Bitcoin, as you can see. So basically the idea for a long is us actually seeing a pullback on Ethereum. If Bitcoin actually decides to go down, then Ethereum is going to actually probably also go down with it. If we see if 3.3% fallback over on Ethereum, as you can see, to the $4,019, as you can see this daily and NPUC and this anchored view up, I'm looking to actually compound and add a new long over Ethereum. As you can see, this could actually be a nice play for today if Bitcoin does something similar. So if we are expecting Bitcoin, or we are thinking about a potential long if Bitcoin goes to 112 and then reclaims it, if this happens, then this also could happen over on Ethereum. And I also got a short potential idea over on Ethereum, basically for us to get back above this wick, hit the anchored view up, go to hit the most important resistance line at 4300, and then if we make a fake out move, then I'm looking to short Ethereum. So I've got a short idea at the top, and I also got a long idea at the lows over on Ethereum. And also similarly on Bitcoin, I remain bullish as long as we hold $112,000, 112.5. I'm looking for $120,000. However, we also got a small resistance line at 115.6, which could actually give us either a short trade, or if we break it, we're gonna pump immediately to 120,000. And thanks for watching, guys.